Lemurs are exceptionally strange creatures with their huge reflective eyes, long tails, and somewhat human-like hands. While you may be most familiar with the ring-tailed lemur, they are the most common at zoos. They are a whole lot of the you've probably never, ever seen before. Here are a few facts you'll definitely want to know about them. 1. They come in lots of flavors. There are over 50 species and around 100 subspecies of lemurs, and the diversity of these animals is amazing. Some are nocturnal, some are diurnal, some are antisocial like the ii, and others are highly social like the ringtail lemur. Lemur sizes also vary between the 111 pygmy mouse lemur and the 22 lb indri. Today, most lemurs prefer to stay off the ground. The exception is the ringtail lemur, which spends a lot of time on the ground sunning itself. When on the ground, some lemurs prefer to hop on their back legs and others walk on all 4 feet. Interestingly, they can easily create hybrid lemurs, and many species have crossbred while living in captivity. 2. They love their mothers. If you like the character of King Julian from Madagascar, you may be disappointed to learn that he's not completely realistic, and not because of his wacky character design or erratic behavior. Lemur societies are almost all matriarchal. This isn't only rare amongst primates, but among mammals in general. The only other mammal to consistently demonstrate female dominance is the hyena. The matriarchal society has left scientists scratching their heads because lemurs of both sexes are about the same size. They should be equally capable of fighting. So why they are so strongly dominated by females? A recent theory reasoned that the dominance comes down to the fact that females need more resources in order to birth and raise babies, and thus they are willing to fight harder to get food and resources. Because fighting can be costly to the males, they may see it as beneficial to lie back and let the females take more of the resources. 3. They occasionally get into sting fights. Lemurs, particularly the ring-tailed lemur, are big on talking. The ring-tailed lemur is the most vocal primate and uses its vocalizations to raise alarm, but screeching is by no means the only way these animals communicate. They also use their scent glands on their feet and butts to leave odors on areas they have been. Male ring-tailed lemurs even get in stink fights by rubbing their tails in their own scents and then shaking it at their opponent. The large, bushy tails of the lemurs can also be used for waving at one another from a long distance. 4. They are not evil eyes or some of the most unique species of lemurs. They're often compared to woodpeckers for their ability to penetrate wood in order to extract delicious bugs within. Only rather than using a beak, these guys use their long middle finger to pull out insects after gnawing a hole in the bark. Unfortunately, their distinctiveness has caused them quite a bit of trouble with suspicious natives. A large number of the Malagasy people believe they are an evil omen and a symbol of death. The belief is that when the ii points its long middle finger at someone, they've been marked for death. As a result, it is actively hunted. To make matters worse, the ii seems to have very little fear of humans and has been known to walk right through villages. Suspicious villagers often say this means a villager will die unless the animal is murdered on the spot. The reality is that the ii are little more than strange, antisocial creatures. While they aren't afraid of humans, they also won't do harm to them. They just want what any antisocial primate wants: to be left alone. 5. They're really, really smart. Lemurs are one of the more overlooked groups of primates. Humans tend to focus on apes and monkeys, but lemurs not only share our trait of opposable thumbs, they are also intelligent. Lemurs have the ability to learn patterns, and they even have object discrimination skills. They are also capable of learning tasks that are often too complex for apes and monkeys, like organizing sequences from memory and performing simple arithmetic. They can also be trained to use tools. 6. They like to travel by raft. Lemurs only live on the African island of Madagascar, but how did they get there? Research shows the animals did not arrive on the island until after it broke off from the African continent. Scientists believe they arrived across the ocean on large clumps of vegetation. Evidence shows the African ancestor of lemurs were largely wiped out due to competition with other primates like monkeys and apes. However, the Madagascar locals had known of this competition and thrived as a result. They did so well they were able to evolve into a plethora of different species. 7. They need help. Most lemurs are either endangered or threatened wildlife, and many species of lemurs have already gone extinct. This isn't just bad news for the lemurs, but also for everyone and everything relying on the natural Madagascar ecology. Lemurs are crucial to the survival of the island's flora and fauna because they help disperse seeds from all of the variety of fruits they eat. Without the work of the lemurs, the forests would die. Unfortunately, the Malagasy people have increasingly taken to slash and burn farming in an effort to earn money. This not only puts lemurs in danger due to forest destruction, but it also makes them more likely to attempt to steal from farms. While it's illegal to kill lemurs, enforcement of this law is practically impossible in a country as poor as Madagascar, and the animals are in serious harm of complete eradication unless something drastic is done. That's all for today. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and please forget to subscribe and hit the bell button.